I'm gonna talk about that thing right there. Okay. Yeah. That's where we at right now. It's Moon Knight. It's Moon Knight, and yeah, we're gonna talk about Moon Knight right now. Like, I'm not even gonna bring up an article, man. I just want to have a discussion about this thing. I'm just gonna take this down real quick. I'm not even gonna bring up an article. Let's talk about this show so far. What in the hell is this show? I don't understand it. Maybe it's over my head, but I'm not intrigued by it. I'm not entertained by it. I'm just like watching stuff happen. This show does not seem to have an identity. Maybe that's part of the old issue, dissociative identity disorder. This show has no identity. It's just kind of all over the place. And maybe that's what people like. Maybe that's what people like. But like so far, like that last episode was just like it was just there. The guy's running around his little insane asylum. He's got voices in his head. I mean, obviously that's part of his condition, but I'm just not intrigued by the narrative that's coming through this thing. It just seems like it doesn't know what it wants to be right now, T. And I know there's 2 more episodes left, but like so far, like I said, I wanted to binge this thing from the very beginning. I thought this is not a series that you can follow each week. This is like a 6 episode movie, and I just rather watch it all at once and just get it out of the way. But every week I keep turning back to give 50 minutes to an hour of my time for this show. T, help me out. Help me explain what's going on with Moon Knight, bro.
Oh, you don't like hungry hippos? You don't
Oh my
like hungry
god, that was.
hippos? You don't like
No, I'm not. I played the game when I was a little kid, probably 6 or 7 years old. Probably the last time I played that game, and maybe with my kids when we got a little bit older. Yeah, I'm not a hippo fan, and I don't
you don't
understand
like
what they're doing.
You don't like Arsenio Hall and Coming to America? Hippopotamus. You want that?
What
It's
was the character on Madagascar? Wasn't that Jada Pinkett or something in
oh my
Madagascar? The big
god,
hippo
man.
there too.
I forgot that's how she made her money. God
Yeah,
dang.
yeah. But yeah, we got hippopotamuses showing up now, and help me out, T. Like, what is your opinion on the Moon Knight series overall? What's going on with this show? Let me ask you a question: are you enjoying this show?
I got it. I'm sorry. I haven't done this in a while.
Ah, here we go. The gloves are coming off. All right, let's go. I've been waiting on this.
This show's awful. Awful. Well, this is something that somebody said, "Hey, man, just put that out, see what happens." Dude. This is not. What did I tell you from the first time? It's so hard to follow, man, and you're saying it too now. It's so hard to follow, so hard to enjoy. I'm not enjoying this show. There's nothing fun about the show. There's
Nothing.
nothing creative. This is a creative nightmare. I don't understand the plot of the show. I don't purpose of it. It really feels like a mind screw. Like it feels like that movie. Remember that movie Identity that
Yeah,
came out with John Cusack?
yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
what's going on? I feel like this is a Kaiser Sosa moment. You know what I'm saying? But that worked in Usual Suspect. This is not a. This is not a. This is not good. I watched the movies. Excuse me. I watched the episodes over and over last night to prepare myself for the segment, and I'm thinking, did I miss anything? I'm thinking, no. It's very, very. There's stuff that happens in here. You're like, well, what happened there? What happened? What's going on? It's
Yeah.
hard not to be confused. I, as the audience member, don't need to be confused. The character can be confused, but I don't need to be confused. I
Right.
need to know what's happening before the character needs to be happening in this situation. And then you come out with this dumb ass freaking hippo. I don't know why, man. I mean, and of course the hippo is big and like, come on, dude. Like it just like of all the creatures in the Nile and all the other stuff, it's not. I told you it wasn't the first place. Just get down the 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 characters, the surrounding characters don't fit the purpose of it. This is a Gods of Egypt kind of thing, man.
Yeah.
This is terrible, man, to me. And then we're not even talking about the character itself is The character itself is stupid, man. If I was supposed to be sold on this character, I am not. I'm like, this is a dumb guy. What are we doing here?
Look,
Are you?
man.
Is
Like that's the thing about this. Like, and this is no discredit to Oscar Isaac. I think he's doing a good job trying to portray whatever it is that they're asking him to do, and I think he's doing a good job. He's, like the one thing I do like about the show is that his character feels believable. When he's jumping in and out of these different identities, he's doing a really good acting job. No, I'm just talking about the acting job that he's doing. I mean, it's like, okay, I believe that he's this character, whether it's Mark Spector or Stephen Grant or whatever. I believe that he's the character. So I'm fine with that. He's doing a decent enough job acting. But there's nothing to this story. Like, his wife, this other woman, I don't care. I absolutely do not care. And every time she's on the screen, I'm just like, get to something else. This isn't working. All of the machinations about the gods and all of the different things that he's dealing with there, to me, that's not working. So I have I have no connection to this. I don't even know how this connects to the Marvel Cinematic Universe overall, other than Moon Knight is a Marvel character. I don't know how this connects, because have they shown us any connections to the MCU that no. So
who's his superhero antagonist?
It's Ethan Hawke's character, right? Like that's the antagonist.
Has he shown?
Was it Arthur or something like that? I don't know. To me,
you miss him being an actual.
That's what I'm saying. This is a blink and you'll miss it kind of stuff, because it's like, okay, you're not keeping me engaged long enough to follow this story. You're just showing me like scene, sequence, dream, weird stuff, and it's like, okay. All right, I'm trying to follow along. I'm trying to see where your story is going, and maybe in episodes 5 and 6 it'll come to some kind of righteous conclusion where you can say, okay, I see it now. But it's been 4 episodes. It's been 50 minutes per episode, and I mean, I'm sorry, man. Like, I know that there's little plot things that they're doing throughout the story, but ultimately none of this stuff is working. The writing in the story is extremely shaky. They'll start you on a good idea, but they won't kind of conclude it, right? And they just kind of push right past it.
Like Loki. It feels like Loki at the end.
It feels a lot like Loki, exactly. Right, and like Loki had good ideas as well, but at the same time, like Loki didn't, at least it had a character that all right, I know how you connect to the MCU, and now I can see maybe some other connections. They were connecting it back to the MCU a lot because it's Loki, and Loki's been around. So it's like, okay, who he is, same thing with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Even though as bad as that series was, they were still able to find those little connections back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know how this character connects, and I just don't care. To me, this feels like a show, like if this was on some other network and it had nothing to do with Marvel, I wouldn't watch. I would be like, whatever, and I would just keep changing the channel and find something else to do, because this show doesn't connect. And to me, if you can't find that connection, and if they don't make that connection like extremely important, then I see this whole thing as a waste of time.
I mean, it could be considered a waste of time. I agree with you. Look, I'm glad that I'm my age and I get to live long enough to see this kind of stuff.
Yeah, so am I.
Don't misinterpret our passion. Something that it isn't. My expectation. I think because I'm kind of spoiled by what I'm paying for the monthly subscription. I expect to see stuff that is. I have an expectation
right.
As someone who believes in their product, and I don't think this one is. You're going to have a few eggs that aren't the same thing, but I think Marvel has shown that they know how to make the right food. They're a good chef. Just make the right food, man. I think this one just doesn't have the appetite for being anything, man. That's why you and I think it's a nothing burger, man.
You You giving Marvel a lot of credit. I'm
Look,
telling you,
look.
man. House of Cards, bro. Feige is building this thing on Russo's, James Gunn, Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett. That's who
What's
his.
wrong with that?
There's
What's
nothing
wrong with
wrong with
that?
that. But when you get away from that, then you see this is what you got. You know, you get this stuff, and like even a guy as good an actor as Oscar Isaac is, he really can't save it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, folks, I'm going to leave it at that because I'm not going to get too deep with Moon Knight. We got other stuff to discuss. Let me know what you think. Go ahead, jump down. Are you enjoying this series? Like, seriously, are you enjoying this? Are you having a good time with the Moon Knight series thus far? Go ahead, jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. All right, T, we got another time.